Ever wondered what the largest land empire in history looked like? Forget the Romans, forget Alexander the Great. We're talking about the Mongol Empire. At its peak, this colossal power stretched from the shores of Japan all the way to the mountains of Eastern Europe. It was a world-spanning giant, born from the harsh, windswept steppes of Mongolia. This incredible story begins with a man named Temujin. Born around 1162, he endured a brutal childhood after his father was poisoned. Abandoned by his own tribe, he clawed his way back from nothing, fighting rivals, forging alliances, and demonstrating a genius for warfare and leadership. By 1206, he had united the warring nomadic tribes of the Mongolian heartland. At a grand assembly, or Kurultai, he was proclaimed the ruler of all Mongols and given a new title, Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan wasn't just a conqueror, he was a revolutionary. He completely reorganized his society, breaking up old tribal loyalties and creating a disciplined, decimal-based military machine. He established a code of laws, the Yasa, which forbade theft and infighting, and promoted religious freedom and trade. He even encouraged literacy, adopting a script for the Mongolian language. This new, unified force was about to be unleashed on the world. The first major targets were their powerful neighbors in China, the Jin dynasty, and the Western Xia. Genghis Khan's armies, known for their brilliant cavalry tactics and psychological warfare, proved almost unstoppable. They swept into Central Asia, toppling the massive Khwarezmian Empire after its Shah made the fatal mistake of killing Mongol envoys. By the time of Genghis Khan's death in 1227, his empire was already twice the size of the Roman Empire at its height. He had connected the East and West like never before. Before he died, he named his charismatic third son, Ogedei, as his successor. Ogedei Khan took the reins in 1229 and continued the expansion with relentless energy. Mongol armies pushed deeper into China, finally conquering the Jin dynasty in 1234 with the help of the Southern Song. To the west, they crushed kingdoms in Persia and the Caucasus. Ogedei established a permanent capital at Karakorum, a bustling city in the middle of the steppe, transforming it from a nomadic camp into the administrative heart of the empire. But the most famous of Ogedei's campaigns was the invasion of Europe. Led by Genghis Khan's grandson, Bada Khan, and the legendary general Subutai, the Mongol horde thundered across the Russian steppes. They sacked cities like Ryazan and Vladimir, and by 1240, almost all of Kievan Rus had fallen. The invasion continued into the heart of Europe. They smashed a combined European army in Poland and annihilated the Hungarian forces. Vienna itself seemed next. But then, in December 1241, news arrived from Mongolia. Ogedei Khan was dead. According to tradition, all royal princes had to return to the heartland to elect a new great Khan. The invasion of Europe halted. Bada turned his armies back, though he never made it all the way to Mongolia. This succession crisis would expose the first major cracks in the empire's unity. For 4 years, Ogedei's widow, Torajin, ruled as regent, maneuvering to get her own son, Gayuk, on the throne. Batu, who controlled the western part of the empire known as the Golden Horde, disliked Gayuk and refused to attend the Kurultai, creating a tense stalemate. Eventually, in 1246, Gayuk was elected Great Khan. He was an alcoholic and in poor health, but his military record gave him the necessary prestige. He tried to consolidate his power, but his reign was short and troubled. He angered Batu, and just 2 years later, in 1248, Gayuk died suddenly while marching west. Some suspected he was heading to confront Batu, others that he was poisoned. His death triggered another power struggle. This time, the descendants of Genghis Khan's youngest son, Talyui, made their move. With the powerful backing of Bada Khan, Talyui's son, Monk, was nominated for the throne. The families of Ogedei and Chagatai refused to accept this, but Monk's faction held their own Kurultai in 1251 and proclaimed him the new Great Khan. This marked a major power shift within the ruling family. Monk responded to the opposition with a brutal purge, executing hundreds of his rivals and solidifying the Talyuids' grip on power. Monk Khan proved to be a competent and effective ruler. He ordered a census of the entire empire, reformed the tax system, and sought to conquer the remaining unconquered lands. He assigned his brothers to lead massive new campaigns. One brother, Hulagu, was sent to the Middle East. He famously sacked Baghdad in 1258, ending the Abbasid Caliphate, and established his own domain, the Ilkhanate. Another brother, Kublai, was tasked with the final conquest of the Southern Song dynasty in China. But the empire's fate would be sealed during this campaign. In 1259, while besieging a city in China, Mongol Khan died. His death shattered the remaining unity of the Mongol Empire. Back in Mongolia, his younger brother, Erik Bok, was declared the new Great Khan. But Kublai, hearing the news in China, had himself declared Great Khan by his own army. The result was a devastating civil war. The Talyuid Civil War lasted for 4 years. Kublai, with his vast resources from China, eventually defeated Erik Bok. But the damage was done. While the brothers fought, the other parts of the empire began to act independently. The empire had effectively fractured into 4 separate states: Kublai's Yuan dynasty in China, the Golden Horde in the northwest, the Chagatai Khanate in Central Asia, and Hulagu's Ilkhanate in Persia. Kublai Khan focused his efforts on ruling China. In 1271, he officially established the Yuan dynasty, adopting Chinese-style governance. He finally completed the conquest of the Song in 1279, uniting all of China under Mongol rule for the first time. Though the other 3 Khanates technically accepted his supremacy, in reality, they were independent empires, each pursuing its own interests and often fighting amongst themselves. The fall of the Mongol empires was a slow, staggered process. The Ilkhanate in Persia disintegrated in the mid-14th century. The Yuan dynasty was overthrown by the native Chinese Ming dynasty in 1368, with the Mongol rulers retreating back to the Mongolian steppe. The Golden Horde broke apart into smaller khanates by the end of the 15th century, and the Chagatai Khanate lingered on until the late 17th century. From a single warrior uniting nomadic tribes to a world-spanning empire that connected civilizations, the story of the Mongols is one of incredible speed, scale, and transformation. It was a force of nature that reshaped the world, and though the empire itself is long gone, its legacy in trade, technology, culture, and conquest continues to echo through history. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from our incredible past.